Hello YouTube, time for attempt number 2. Now, I had to end up doing this in like 3 videos yesterday and then it wouldn't record properly, so no matter what I did, it was always on its side. Even when I put it into iMovie to try and fix it, it just would not work. So, I'm going to seem like a complete and utter alcoholic when I'm drinking before 12 PM at 12 AM on a weekend. Where am I? I don't know. Maybe I didn't go to sleep. You don't know. For a start though, this is a new wine. It's really nice. And it's called Menage a Trois Dark. And it is absolutely, like, it's supposed to be really rich and full bodied and like, yeah, but it's not. Well, it is, but it's really easy to drink. It's not like other ones where it's like, this is really rich, you're not going to be able to drink loads of this. I could quite happily drink a bottle of this to myself in a day. I'm not going to, but I could. So, in the last 2 weeks, there has been loads of stuff that I've been working on. A lot of it, some of it I can show you, some of it I can't. In fact, I almost forgot to get out my sketchbook because there is a sketch in here I want to show you. Wait, where's my other book? It's within easy reach. It's wonderful when everything's within easy reach. Okay, cool. So, we're going to start off with the Among the Dead stuff that I've been doing. Writing on it has slowed down considerably, except last night I did quite well when I couldn't get anywhere in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I then went and did some writing and got 1,000 words done in about 15 minutes. Dialogue is amazing for that. One of the hints that I keep reading about is you write all the dialogue with like E. For me, it'd be E and then C, because I'm currently writing a lot between Evelyn and Cross, who's a vampire. And that's like them. You write there what they're saying and just write the words and then you fill it in afterwards. And yeah, that's how that works. So yeah, I've written a fair amount. I've been super happy, but I'm super proud of myself because I started working on the front cover for the book. Now, I know they say don't name your book and then write it. You know, you come up with a title at the end, but Among the Dead is the only title that's ever really fit, and I started work on the front cover. So I'm super proud of this. So this is Evelyn before she's had her wounds. Obviously from now on in any drawings I do of her, she's going to have them because like that's the key part of the story, is she gets them quite mangled up. So this isn't finished because I want to scan it and then start working on the scan, see what it'll look like with the wounds, because I have put a hint of the wounds across her face, but I don't know if I want to ink them in because that could damage the drawing. I did start work on something else as well. It's not looking so great. Yay! And then there's also the other thing that I started working on. I can't remember if I've shown you the stuff in here. No, I have not. Also started working on some of the tattoo ideas for Evelyn, because as of the end of the second book, she gets tattoos, because tattoos have a different meaning in my world. Well, they do and they don't. You have standard tattoos and then you have magical tattoos. So each of those tattoos counts as a spell that she's stored up that she can use on someone else, and then when she uses it, it will vanish. More stuff to do with Among the Dead. I'm taking part in Inktober this year. As always, I'm probably going to get behind. So what I've started doing is, this was actually recommended to me when I was watching some videos about it. Bought a new sketchbook specifically for it. And the idea is that you sketch it out first and then ink it on the actual day. Because the idea is it's Inktober. You do an inked drawing every day, or you just have to do 31 in the entire month. Of course, this is going to make it difficult considering I'm also doing a video every day for October for obvious reasons. For those of you who've been with me the last 3 years, you'll know that every October I post a video every single day and try and theme it around the month of October. as a dedication to the gods. But I will go into that on a different video because some of you don't watch me for that stuff. So anyway, this, I don't know if you can actually see it. Let me just see if you can see it from about there. Yes. So the first one is Ring. And this is Evelyn, obviously, having a ring held up to her face, and she's kind of like going, what are you doing? I imagine this hand here is Joseph. He has very effeminate hands because and he's kind of doing a jokey thing of this. Oh, look at you, you've got a circle around you. And she's like, what? This is before the accident, or the incident as she calls it. The second one is Mindless. So what I've done for that one, and I'm super proud of this one, is now the bad guy of the story is this character in the middle called Janos. It is a creation of the vampires, and if it bites you, it goes to the stereotypical thing of if you get bitten by one of Janos's people, you will either die or turn into one of them. You are allowed free will and autonomy when Janos is not around. When Janos is around, you become a mindless drone, which is why they're all crawling around him, and will do whatever it wants you to do. The main reason I've always classified it as it, because one, it does itself. Originally Janos was male, it is no longer male. It splits between when it's controlling creatures, it has a very feminine personality, which is why it's wearing the robe, and it acts very female, but very violent female. And then when it's not with any of its other creatures, it's male, a very sullen, quiet male. So that's the drawings that I've got done so far. The next biggest thing that I've been working on, and if you've been watching my Instagram and sometimes Twitter, and I've finally started posting on my Facebook page again, I really should take that more into account. You will see this a chunky boy. He is a bit of a chunk. This is a junk journal that is a gift for a friend for his birthday, but he did, well actually it's Patreon as well, so he didn't let me know when his birthday was, which is the same issue that I've had with someone else, because I received a reminder this morning that, hey, it's their birthday today and you haven't got them a gift. Or, well, you have, but you know, you haven't finished making it. I was going to make them a junk journal as well, but now they're going to get stuck with it for Christmas. Mwahaha, and I'll buy him something else. One of the things with Patreon is if you are one of the higher tier members, you get a handmade gift for either your birthday or Christmas. This person in particular knows who they are and requested it for their birthday, so it's a little bit late, so I spent an entire week just straight flat out working on this thing. Originally it wasn't going to be this thick, or I didn't think it was. It was going to look like my previous one, which I will grab. What time are we on? Nice, 8 minutes. Which it was going to look like this. Not as thick. Like, I didn't quite know what I was doing with this one. So this one only has 2 signatures, and for some weird reason I thought when I said a centimetre they meant an inch. I don't know. So I've left a hole in the middle of this, but this is also really useful because, let's grab that sketchbook back. And the other idea I'm going to have is like, because this is for a game as well, which is Rise of Moloch, someone who already has Rise of Moloch, he will also want a notebook to take notes for the campaign mode. So the idea is I'm going to get him another notebook, and then that will look like that, and that way you can constantly change the notebook. So if you fill it up or you want a different one, you can change it and it'll look like that. So it kind of worked out in the end. I kind of like that. Some of the downsides to this one, the leather that I've used is what I've had since I was 18. It was a birthday present when I turned 18. I've never really found a use for it, so I was super happy to finally have a use. I haven't got as much card backing on all the pockets on this one, so some of them are super fragile, which is upsetting, but I used standard copier paper, which, like this page, no, you can't see it because I deliberately stuck stuff over it. There you go. Right, so that's got stamping on that page there, but you can see it through on the other side. So that was an issue with this one specifically. I kind of fixed that because 6 years ago, everybody bought me sketchbooks. I've never, the reason I bought that small one is because all the ones I have are A4 and bigger. I have about 12 A3 ones that I don't use. So what I ended up having to do is I've taken some pages out of one of them and cut them down to A4 and then tea and coffee dyed them, which is what is in this one. And that way you can't, so even though there's stamping, and if I hold it up to the light, you can see through the page. I don't know, but the actual stamping, so you can see the stamping there, it doesn't show up on the other side. So that's something I've learned about this one. All of the pockets have been reinforced with card in some way, shape or form. All of the paper had to, because I did use a lot of a paper pad that I printed off in black and white. So the idea behind this one is there's a little less colour in it, but I've done a little more different stuff. So I've even done some embossing on this one. Not a lot, there's only a couple of pages, and I have not done as many of the little dangles and charms that I did in the other one. However, I've reinforced all of this with fabric tape, and the idea is once this is in the cover that I've made, I'm going to put ribbons and thread between it anyway, so you won't quite see this as much, so it's just acting as reinforcement between the signatures. The front cover will eventually end up looking like similar to this, won't have the leather. So this is the start of the cover. So unlike this one that was like one of those sketchbooks I was talking about, I actually used to make this. This one is made using a cereal box. So as you can see, I used loads of scraps as I did with this one, covering it up so it looks like it's got panels everywhere. Another idea I had that I'm not sure if I'm going to go through with it is I've got some loads of, they're called brads. Right, in fact you won't see them. So imagine these split pins, but just super tiny. Super tiny. I don't know if you can see it, but that, I've got hundreds of those just in this drawer, and the idea was that I might use some of those on here, but I'm not sure. I'm going to be adding charms to the ribbons, so I've got keys and all sorts of stuff in there. I've just got to finish painting it. The inside will be obviously done when it's done. I mean, I shouldn't have probably put gears down this bit here, considering that there's going to be a load of ribbon covering it, but I think it'll look nice. So, just because I want to show off how cool this is going to look. Look at that chunky boy! It is a chunk, it is a work of art, I am super proud of it. I'm going to be super proud when it's done. And I'm seriously tempted to do a Halloweeny kind of Halloween steampunky kind of one, because I think that'd be really cool. Probably will do actually, because that'd be my ASMR videos for October kind of taken care of. But anyway, so yeah, I've got to work on this some more. It's gonna have some, you will not see this in the next Wine and Whips, to be honest. It's probably going to end up just going straight to the owner, the new owner. Yeah, the amount of scraps that I used up in this project, because I reinforced every pocket. Every pocket's been reinforced with card, so everything is super sturdy. And like, I made tags just using all my leftovers, but they're all steampunk leftovers, so that's really cool. I feel really bad because I bought an entire steampunk paper pack. Because I was like, I really need some more steampunk papers. I'm running really low, and I haven't used any of it in this one because I didn't realise how not low I was doing. So that is that. Okay. The final thing I have been doing, this was something for myself and was requested that I show off by a Patreon member. Now as some of you who again follow me on Twitter, I've been talking way too much without drinking. Instagram and the like will know, I've gone silent for a couple of months. I've been finding it really hard. My depression's been kicking my ass. Not helped by the fact that no matter what I'm trying to do, just doesn't seem to go anywhere or get anywhere. I mean, that is the most productive I've been. I've even forgotten Jade's costume to show off. Quickly, before I go in this, Jade's costume. That's all I've done on that. Gonna pick a new one to work on in October though. Okay, cool. Back to this. So I had photo shoots done, and there are going to be prints available for Patreons. If you are interested, then please let me know. They asked for this, by the way, so I'm going to show you the ones that are safe for work. Oh god, that sounds funny. So I really like this one. It's it's a nice businessy kind of one. This one is really nice as well. I just like the way I look in this one, I think. There's no nip slip, so YouTube can't have a go at me. Neither can Facebook, to be honest. Not show that one, that one, that one. That one's a nice one. So, again, sepia, kind of carrying that one. I bet you this is a light none of you thought you'd ever see me in. Colour version of that one, full colour version. I'm not showing that one because it's a little bit blurry. So yeah, I did a load of posing with a sword, because if you don't know me, then you don't know that I am actually trained to use these. It's colour one, it's non-colour one. Now I'm going to show you my favourite one of but first I'm going to show you it in colour. There it is, in colour. And finally, in sepia. That is my favourite picture of all time of me, I think. Right, so that is what I've been working on. Probably just flash that, whoops, this 2-week period. So there will be wine and whips in October. I don't know how long they're going to be or how much I'm going to end up showing off, because I'm probably going to end up doing a load of work and forgetting what I've done, because that's normally what happens in October. So if you are interested in any questions to do with witchcraft, paganism, spooky scary skeletons or anything like that you would like to ask me, let me know and I will make videos for it for next month. So I'm super excited for the 1st of October. I hope you guys are. Until then, take care, have fun, and goodbye.